Good evening, Pioneer fans, and welcome into episode 8 of the Pioneer Coaches Show. I'm your host, Jonathan Griffin. Today is Thursday, October 22nd of 2020. Today I'm joined by the head men's golf coach of the Pioneers, Coach John Lilly. John, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So, this is the 8th episode into this semester, and it's been a really weird semester. The first question I want to ask, I've kind of led off this with all of the coaches that I've talked to, is the COVID-19, such a difficult time for, not just college athletes, but professional athletes and all around the world. Talk a little bit about what you have done to kind of keep those guys focused, because, we both know that athletes are such creatures of habit, and right now you guys should be playing competitive golf. What are you doing to get those guys to keep their mind right, to say, hey, when the time's right and we're back on the course, we're going to be prepared and the best that we can be?
Well, golf is different than team sports. Even though it's called a team sport, golf is more of an individual mental game, basically, and every individual is different how they prepare their game. This fall, we should have finished our season last week, and we'd be getting into our strength and conditioning program this week. So it's been tough. I'll tell you, it's unusual. Just it's hard to deal with, but everybody's had to deal with it, and nobody has an answer. So we've let them deal with their things, and we've got 5 international student athletes, and none of them are here on campus right now. So it's basically we just talk to them via email and WhatsApp and everything else, just to see how they're doing, and they'll send us photos of their practice and just trying to stay in touch till they're able to get back on campus.
You kind of led me right into my next question. Looking at the roster, you have a lot of returning from last year, but you hit on it. You guys have 5 international kids and a new one coming in Boomin Choi. Talk a little bit about the route of going international, because we know golf is such an international sport. So talk a little bit about that recruiting process and getting those international kids over here in the United States.
It's been interesting, I'll tell you that. My brother Bill and I Bill is the director of golf, and I'm the head coach, and we work side by side in recruiting and budgeting and working together. So the first 2 years we learned how to recruit. In the third year we decided, let's branch out, see what we can do international. We put first 2 years we were limiting our focus on 3 or 4 golfers, and it seemed like we only get 1 or 2 of them, and so we decided we just see what the world has to offer. And so far we've been very pleased with what we've been able to get, and even this when we weren't able to play this fall, we've put our emphasis on recruiting for next year.
One of those internationals and one of the returners, Kyle Chung, he was the medalist back last October of 2019 at the MEC Championship. He was also the freshman player of the year in the league, and he was the player of the year in the league. He had that championship. He had an outstanding day, finished with 29 pars, had a tournament high 13 birdies, and became the only player in MEC history to have 3 rounds at even par or better. Talk a little bit about Kyle, and when you guys get to take the course again, your expectations for him.
Pretty dominant, wasn't it?
Yeah,
for a freshman, it's we were lucky to get him. It was something that one of the first recruits we tried to get, and we put a lot of emphasis on getting him, and he was the first one basically signed as the international. And his aspiration is to become a professional, a touring professional, which with his work ethic, I think it could very well be possible. The other international kids have the same feeling. They work hard at it, but Kyle was instrumental in becoming very, very dominant in MEC this year, just by his work ethic.
And that's definitely going to help you all in the recruiting process, when, especially internationals, when the other international kids, if you're talking to them or they're visiting the website or whatnot, and they see the success that Kyle's had in really just 1 year, that's got to be a plus factor for you guys when it comes to getting more and deeper in the international realm of recruiting.
Yeah. Right now we're, in fact, we're calling and offering to some, looking to offer to some kids in Paraguay, Mexico, Spain, Sweden, Malaysia. I mean, we're not just making a small circumference of where we're looking to get the best kids, student athletes that we can for Glenville State. It's something that Jesse Skiles, athletic director, wants us to do, and he's helping us financially with scholarship money, and it's I think going to pay off next year.
I chose GSC because the small town aspect is really comforting to a lot of people, and especially me. With fewer faces in the crowd, you're more familiar, you're more comfortable with your students. It just makes things more personable. It makes things feel like you're not just a student, you're not just a number.
I chose GSC because it was close to home and affordable. Once I got here and visited with my professors and the other students, I knew it was the perfect fit for me.
Again, you guys have a pretty extensive group of returners coming back. And we'll talk a little bit about them. Jacob Arden, Brian Cheney, Josh Klein, Colby Cunningham, a local kid, Shaden Johnson, Sam McNeil, Shane Miller, Ben Rock, Easton Snyder, Thomas Summers, and Hunter Thompson. Talk a little bit about, all the returners, but the benefactor of having all those guys. They already know each other. It's pretty much a cohesive group. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we have 3 seniors that have been with us. Jacob is a Glenville native, and Colby is a Gilmer County native out of Troy, and Brian Cheney is from just outside of Chillicothe, Ohio, and they've been with us. Have done real good for our program, and we hate to see them go, but that's the way college athletics is, And then Ben Rock's been with us going on 3 years. He's a junior eligibility-wise. And Hunter Thompson was a former baseball player that's come aboard, but unfortunately we haven't been able to have any tournaments. And the rest of them, the 5 international students, and then we have some invited walk-ons that T.J. Summers from Grafton. So we've got some depth. It's just being able to get them on the course and play competitive golf.
Now that we got golf out of the way, we're going to let the Pioneer fans kind of get to know Coach Lilly. Okay, so it's a Monday night. Okay, first off, before I get into that question, if there was one other sport that you could see yourself being a head coach of, what sport would that be and why?
Women's golf.
I mean,
well, I would say basketball.
Okay.
I think growing up in a basketball family, I coached midget league basketball, with 3 kids and everything that I've been with. Football is another sport that I've coached in midget league football, so I've tinkered in
Okay.
a lot of different sports. But
So one of those three we can.
yeah,
that will work.
oh yeah.
Okay, you're at home. There's no golf on, and there's NFL, the NBA, or the Major League Baseball. Which one are you tuning into?
Well, I've got a clicker, and I've done this. I've just kind of flipped it around the stations there, and I watch all three of them.
First coach to say that, which I'm very surprised that, because I'm the same way, I can't just sit there. If I know something else is going on in another, major league contest or whatnot, NFL, I'm back and forth. So you're the first
Well,
coach.
I did that last night when there was baseball.
And there was a Tuesday night a game on for football, yeah. Pizza, hot or cold?
I love pizza either way.
Same, ditto. I can eat it hot or cold. Dogs or cats?
I've got one dog that rides around with me throughout the town, and then I've got 3 cats. So I would say dog for me, and my wife would say cats for her. So.
Okay. Favorite major to watch?
Masters.
I would definitely agree with that. Most used social media outlet?
I am old. Cell phone.
Okay, cell phone. Okay. Well, then the last question, which it may be tough for you to answer, if you had one hashtag to live your life by, what would it be?
Have fun. Hashtag have fun.
That's a good one. I can live with that. That's good. All right, Coach Lilly. Well, it's been a crazy year, weird year. We're excited to see what 2021 holds for the golfing team and where you guys come out and go.
Well, I'm excited about it.
So, again, thanks for sitting down and chatting some golf with us today.
Okay.
All right, Pioneer fans, that's going to do it for episode 8. For Coach Lilly, I'd like to thank Pioneer Media and Jake Zimmers, myself, Jonathan Griffin, everybody here at Golden State College. Thank you guys for tuning in each and every week. We'll see you guys next week.